What's up gamers, Jem here, and this one is a big one, as you can probably tell from the title. So let's start with Uplay Plus. Today Stadia added a new store page and it's titled as Uplay Plus. You can find this page at stadia.google.com/store/list/2002. If you go to this page, you will be blocked, but you can have a glimpse of the title of this page just before it blocks you. This is exactly how it worked over 2 months ago when I discovered over 60 new store pages, and if we use history for our prediction, it took just over a month for those store pages to be activated. If we use that history, then that would mean that Uplay Plus should arrive in just over a month, which is around the end of August or start of September. Speaking of September, I know that Ubisoft has an event in September, so I'm just going to speculate here and say that I think Uplay Plus for Stadia will be announced and launched in the Ubisoft event in September. However, if there is a Stadia Connect in or around September, then my guess will be on that event instead. This is just my speculation on using what I learned from my past and a bit of common sense. Of course, I could easily be wrong for the dates, and that is why it's a speculation and not a confirmed fact. I'm just sharing my speculation on how I reached that conclusion. This Uplay Plus page was added today, so that means the project is not dead, even though we haven't heard anything for a very long time. And I know that some people were worried that the project was dead. While I have your attention, Google, if you are watching this message is directed at you. I noticed that you spelled Uplay Plus wrong on the store title. Ubisoft never titles Uplay Plus with a capital P. It has always been a capital U and the rest is all lowercase. Oh, and thank you for watching my video, I really appreciate it. Before I talk about free-to-play games, there was something I said on my recent video with the APK teardown. I mentioned that some demos, trials and free weekend games, if not all of them, will require Stadia Pro. Today I found more codes for demos, trials and free weekend games that don't mention Stadia Pro. Unfortunately, I can't confirm that this means there will be some of them coming to Stadia base, but there is a fair chance for that happening. Hell, maybe Stadia will eventually change their minds and make it all part of Stadia base. It's possible. Now let's talk about free-to-play games. This is going to be a long one because this is something that I've been researching for over 2 months. I'll start from the beginning. It all started with the over 60 stores page listing findings. I found a page at stadia.google.com/store/list/95 that was titled as Stadia Pro Free Games. My initial reaction was that this sounds like free-to-play games are exclusive to Stadia Pro, but I was never confident in that theory because it's so easy to disprove it when we claim free Stadia Pro games every month, but yet I couldn't let that theory go because we already have a Stadia Pro game page, which is stadia.google.com/store/list/2001. Why would Google make 2 pages for Stadia Pro? That's why I just couldn't let this theory go, but yet it was so easy to disprove it. Well, today I've got my answer. It's not a solid fact, but it's more than good enough for me. I'm confident enough to say that there will be some, if not all free-to-play games being exclusive to Stadia Pro. Here's why I think that. It started with this specific code that I found today. There are 3 codes and they say, this game is free with Stadia Pro. This game has been claimed with Stadia Pro. And finally, buy this game for a discounted price with Stadia Pro. Of course, we are fully aware of discounted prices with Stadia Pro. It's been there since launch. We get Stadia Pro discounts in some games nearly on a weekly basis. There are also discounts on Stadia base, but Stadia Pro always gives you the better discounts. So let's focus on the first 2 codes. There are two codes. One of them mentions free Stadia Pro games, while the other mentions about claimed Stadia Pro games. Even at this point, you could argue that the free and claimed games are the same thing, because one is present tense while the other is in the past. One of them says this game is free with Stadia Pro, while the other says it has been claimed. It doesn't say you can claim the Stadia Pro game, it says that it has been claimed. Therefore, it has already happened. So it is possible that the first code appears before the second code because you didn't claim the free game yet. But guess what? I'm not ending my video here. I've noticed that in the codes, Stadia is very clear about the difference between claim and free. When you claim something, you are adding it to your library. The value of claiming the games is, well, free. This is why it's so easy to disprove my theory. But then, why would they make two pages? Why one for Stadia Pro games and another for Stadia Pro free games? Why are there two codes here that mention free and claimed Stadia Pro games? If a game is free to play, then you can't actually claim it because it's free. Stadia knows this, and they are very careful with their wordings here. For example, in this code they say, games you claim are yours to play as long as you're subscribed. Notice that the word here is claim. This is what we've experienced since launch. Every month we get free games to claim. Not free games to play, but free games to claim. It is very important to know the difference here. Here is another example. It says claim it for free with Stadia Pro. This is the same thing. It specifically says claim here. Then I found the code that's related to the store page that I found 2 months ago that started this whole theory. Stadia Pro free games. Then I found this code that says subscription perk offering access to claim pro games. This code is about claiming the pro games that we get every month just like normal. Notice that this time it says to claim and not claimed. This is a present tense of doing something. I am claiming a pro game. Well, guess what else I found? Subscription perk offering access to free games. This code is not talking about claiming pro games we get every month. This is specifically talking about actual free games that we can play with Stadia Pro. In these two codes, you can see the difference in wording. One says you can claim pro games, while the other says you can have access to free games. This is why I'm confident in saying some free-to-play games, if not all free-to-play games, will be part of Stadia Pro. Thank you for watching my video. This is Jem, and I'll see you on the next one.